There we go. Public. Alright. Stream should be up. That's right. It's time for the pretty much monthly at this point live stream. Oh, there's the phone notification saying it's live, so yeah, I'm kind of hoping it's live now. Just refreshing my channel and waiting for it to show up. Hello everyone, it's that time of month again for the Krusty Halo Infinite live stream. How is everyone? Oh, I can just get the link here and put it into my YouTube, and I should be able to get it. Yeah, here we are. This is better. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna post it on my Twitter. Below. Just plugging the stream on my Twitter, and then I'll say hello to chat. And whilst I'm doing that, how is everyone doing today? Done. There we go. Just gotta get the link to the stream. Alright, there we go. Let me get the chat on my phone. I need to invest in like a proper dual monitor setup so I can actually like read chat whilst I'm playing games, because the setup I have at the minute is like I have one monitor and I lean my phone on the side of the monitor, and so like occasionally if you ever hear like random like thump sounds, it's because my phone just falls like this. So I'll just do it now. It will just like slowly slide off of the side of the monitor like that. What game could Krusty783 be playing? There are so many games in the world. What could he be playing? I don't know. I mean, does anyone recognize this game? I can't really think of what it's called off the top of my head. But I haven't played this game for a while, so I don't know what's been happening with it, really. Like, I haven't really played it much over Christmas. Over Christmas, I've mostly been playing Minecraft. Just popping in to say hi, Krusty. I gotta get some sleep. Isn't it 1 AM for you too? Yes, it is, but my sleeping schedule has been absolutely ruined by the past month. I'm on the 4 AM sleep, wake up at like 12 PM to 2 PM. It's dire. I'm not proud of it. I need to fix my sleeping schedule, but the plus side of it is I can stream at 1 AM. Oh, actually, I hope this game works on stream. I completely forgot the last time I tried streaming it. The FPS was just awful for some reason. Oh, a new orange and white coating. These are my favorite. These look pretty good on some of the armors. How does it look on the... Wow. Wow, that is really tempting. I'm not sure if it's 1.6 thousand credits tempting, but it is really tempting. I've only found your channel like last week, and as soon as I found out, I instantly subscribed. Thank you. What video did you find me through? Because I've been like trying to make a push to get like new audiences with the you know, the set videos. Rip Krusty's sleep schedule. Yeah, man, it's absolutely destroyed at the minute. Like, because I quit my job the other month, and I forgot that like when you don't have something you actively need to be waking up for, like most days, it's so easy to just absolutely devastate your sleeping plan. And I fell into the trap of not actually managing myself and waking up when I should. And now I've got to, at some point, get around to fixing that. Still really happy they added Firefight, because it means because like whenever I streamed this game before, it was either campaign or going into multiplayer and absolutely feeding because I'm trying to read chat. But Firefight is a nice little middle ground, and I'm a big fan of that. Feeling good. So what is everyone's thoughts on that new mech shorts trailer thing? Because those are canon now. I didn't mention it in the video because the video went out before I actually, or before we got the confirmation that the shorts were canon. But the shorts are, like, completely 100% canon. Oh, the ammo on the guns is unlimited now, that's new. Original Downfall of Zane video. I like that one. That was a fun video. I occasionally get videos like that where, like, they will be, like, in the back of my head for, like, almost a year. Like, the original thumbnail for that video I made back in March of this, like, not this year now, last year, 2023. So, like, because, like, around, like, April, I just, like, kind of quit YouTube for a bit. And that video, like, the planning phase of it got, like, completely caught in the crossfire of that whole thing. So, yeah, that video has been on, like, in the planning stage for, like, a long while. So, I'm really happy to have it gotten out, and I'm glad people enjoyed it. And I think the next video to go like that, I know Toasted Sandwich is in the chat, so I know he's not going to like this, is the Masako video. I was going to get that out on New Year's Eve, but I just got really busy that day, so I wasn't really able to. So I think now I'm probably going to move it to, like, sometime in February. I'm not really sure what the plan is for January at the minute, because January, in case you guys don't know, January is, like, absolutely awful when it comes to YouTube ads. So what I'm thinking of doing is, like, taking the opportunity to just, like, sit down and work on some, like, ambitious long form videos, like a few season reviews. Because usually I've got to strike a balance between, like, posting enough to kind of, you know, make a living and because I am, for a bit of this year, I'm going to try experiment with, like, properly making, like, a career out of YouTube. If it works out, great. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world, because I just like making YouTube videos, and if I can make a career out of it, I want to. So I figure, whilst YouTube, because, like, since YouTube ad companies paid out all the money for the Christmas ads, in, like, January, you just get paid nothing. Which is why I want to shift more to streams, because streams is, like, less of a time investment, at least for January, and that way I can still, like, give, like, content to you guys. And there still will be videos in January, just not as much. But as soon as, like, February rolls around, I want to push out big, ambitious videos, because I am still going to be making videos in January. It's just they're going to be more long-form ones. Like, I think the next big video I want to push out is a video on Master of the Mountain and a revisit of Prime Empire. Because my Prime Empire review, I made it back in, like, 2021. It's, like, 7 minutes long. It barely really goes into the season much. And I watched it the other week, and I thought, I feel like I can do a lot better with this topic now. So I think in the month of January, I'm going to get out, like, a couple videos and, like, again, like, cover all, like, the news and the new sets and stuff. Like, those videos aren't going to go anywhere. And then around, like, February, I want to, ideally, like, around February, March, I want to have 2 big, ambitious videos just ready to go. That's kind of my game plan for YouTube at the minute. So yeah, that's why the Masako video is getting slightly delayed, to kind of fall in line with that. Or I might put it out this month. I'm not sure yet. See, the thing is, I'm kind of, like, difficult with sharing plans when it comes to YouTube, because I have, like, no plan. Like, so much of this is just made up as I go along. Like, I have, like, obviously, like, say, my big plans for this year is I want to do more stuff for members. Like, I want to have some member-exclusive videos. That's, like, my main goal is that, and pushing into making set content, because I love talking about the sets, and I haven't talked about them for so long. Are you going to make a Season 11 video? I will someday. I really want to make that video someday. It's just, I don't even know how to begin to approach it. Because at this point, I mean, I'm approaching year 4 of this video being in the back of my head. Like, I started wanting to make that video in, like, August of 2020. At some point, I will make that video. It's just, as time goes on, it gets even harder to approach that, because it's like, it's been 4 years. How do I even, like, begin to, you know, approach making something like that? I'm planning to apply for monetization, but I need some video tips because they've already rejected twice. Have you hit the requirements for monetization? Because for YouTube, you need to have 4,000 watch hours in the past year and 1,000 subs. So if you have that, you should be fine. Like, I got that on this channel on Crossbound and applied, and I got in just with basically no problem. Did they give, like, a reason why you're getting rejected? Because, like, that's really weird. The only reason I've ever seen for things getting rejected is, like, when it falsely flags, like, channels as reused content. Do you feel confident with your voice in the videos? Because I made a video which will premiere on the 5th, and I'm kind of scared as to what people will say. I mean, I used to feel really weird about it back when, like, I was a kid, and, like, my voice was, like, really squeaky, but I've kind of... I'm not sure if it's because I've been making videos for, like, a long time now, or what, but, like, I don't really think about my voice much. It's just kind of... You know, it's the British guy narrating the Ninjago videos. Like, I haven't really thought about my voice too much. And that's, like, the best thing I can say. Just kind of don't really worry about stuff like that. Like, stuff you can change, you absolutely should worry about when it comes to YouTube, I feel. But if there's stuff you can't change, I wouldn't really worry and just try and enjoy the process. Sometimes because I have songs on a few videos. Yeah, that might be it. Copyrighted music is, like, a huge no-go for YouTube. Which is a shame because, like, I was thinking of, like, revisiting the mechanic in a video not the other day, literally today, and I thought it'd be so cool to, like, end that music with, like, that video of, like, an MF Doom song or something. But I just, like, if I want to make money off that video, that I could, like, not do that, which is a shame because I think that'd be a really funny way to end it. Oh, here's a frame rate drop. That's not good. Krusty, let's start calling the 4+ Kai Source Dragon Bob. I can get behind that. Oh my god, I completely forgot about Jerry. I still have the Jerry set basically sealed, by the way. Like, I harvested the minifigures out of it, and that's it. Like, all of the contents of the set are just sitting in the box with the instructions. Perhaps I'll do, like, a speed build of that or something. Because, like, here's the thing. There's certain types of video that I know I could put out and would not get, like, any views, right? Which makes me not want to put them out. But then I thought, if I do those niche types of videos, like speed builds and stuff on the member tab, then that should work. Because, like, you're not really worrying about views when you're putting stuff out for your members. Because, obviously, like, you only have so much of a pool. So I'm thinking the kind of, like, more niche stuff that, like, I'm interested in, but I feel like a lot of my audience aren't, like, say, speed builds. Like I wouldn't want a speed build on, like, the public watch page for the channel, right? Like, I think that would be completely, like, not in line with what I'd make. But as, like, a member exclusive thing, I think, like, niche stuff like that could be really cool. I want to know your guys' thoughts on that, though, because, like, what I really worry about is messing up the balance, right? Like, if I go too far in one way and, like, half the channel is just locked behind a paywall, that is, like, not what I want to happen at all. But I feel like more, like, niche member-exclusive stuff could be fun. It just depends, like, on how much interest there is for it. Do you think LEGO should buy Halo from Mega and make sets? Dude, that would never happen because LEGO, like, hates like, anything military, even though they have, like, you know, Star Wars. But I would love... Dude, if LEGO made Halo sets, my wallet would be permanently destroyed. Like, my wallet would be just done. It'd be cooked. I love Halo, and I would buy so much LEGO of it. I feel like LEGO is kind of, like, the best type of merchandise. Like, the minifigure format is just, like, so versatile, and having characters like Master Chief in that, I would kill. Join the stream in a software bug where this live stream is currently on a chapter called Rosalina's Ice World. That is really weird. I wonder what would cause something like that. Have you ever went through a Chima phase? I have not. I watched, like, the first few episodes, like, once or twice, and I thought they were decent, but I've never really seen Chima beyond that. But yeah, member exclusive Jerry Source build. I might do that. I have not seen Red vs. Blue. I probably should someday because it's, like, the most iconic Halo Machinima series. I have, however, watched the entirety of Arby and the Chief all the way through, and that show is genuinely, unironically amazing. I keep saying last year as if it's 2022, but it's not now, which is really weird. But yeah, in 2022, like around when my channel was like first starting to like really pick up, I just watched so much Arby and the Chief. Like for about a week, it was like all I watched, and I love that show. It is so good. It's honestly kind of stupid that Aaron and Sora didn't get any new suits in this wave of sets. Absolutely. It is so dumb. Like, they're meant to be the new main characters. I have no reason why they're not getting the priority here. It's stupid. Like, if anyone's gonna get shafted, as much as I love the original Ninja, at the minute, it kind of should be them, because they are meant to be side characters in this new show. Like, obviously, I love them, and I don't want them to get shafted. I ideally would like Aaron, Sora, and the original Ninja to all get the same level of attention, but if one has to be prioritized over the other, I have no clue why it'd be the characters that aren't the main leads of the show. That just seems really dumb. Four months until it becomes 1 year since the first teaser for Dragon's Rising dropped. That's wild. See, I like basically don't know any of the Dragon's Rising like original marketing because I was more or less not there for it. Like I covered the second teaser, but beyond that, that was basically it. Like I was just completely checked out of Ninjago for like the first half of last year. Obviously, I was still making videos on the old stuff, but as far as like new Ninjago goes, and even then, eventually the old stuff, I just got sick of talking about that as well, if you guys remember, when my channel just went inactive for like half a year. Who's winning, Chief or Lloyd? I really don't. I think Chief would probably find a way to beat Lloyd, I'll be for real. Because Chief is just insane. My pick-a-brick order is still in the warehouse, and I ordered it on November 25th. That is rough. I don't know where... Have I told you guys about my pick-a-brick order? I ordered it in, like, the start of December, right? And in case you guys don't know how pick-a-brick works, they have two warehouses. They have the popular best-selling piece warehouse, and they have the everything else warehouse. And they deliver stuff from the popular versus the everything else warehouse in separate deliveries, right? And the other week, my first delivery came in from the popular warehouse, because that always comes in first. And I thought it would be the whole thing, because I'm dumb, right? So I open it up, you know, I get my camera ready, which I'm glad it is coming later, because I've got, like, a way better recording setup now. Like, after the first two set videos, I've, like, properly invested in, like, some lighting and stuff. So I sat down with it, I opened it up, and this poor delivery driver in his giant van came all the way to my house to deliver me a single pair of dark blue plain legs. And I just don't see the point. Like, when you're delivering that little in a package, why not just do it all at once? Like, what is the point of splitting it at that point? Pick-a-brick orders sound awful. I mean, the shipping time on them is absolutely horrid. They take way too long to get there, but... you get the minifigures from them for so cheap. Like, I got... let me think. I got Cole, Nia, Zane, Wildfire, Sora, Empress Beatrix, Rapton, and I think Baby Ryu, Misdemeanor, and Hound Dog McBrog. I think that was all the figures I got for £44. Like, even with how long it takes, that is, like, such an insane deal that I kind of can't be mad. Like, I'm happy to wait for getting it that cheap. Like, if I ordered that on Bricklink, I would have spent upwards of, like, £100. I'm really excited for this to come. Once that pick-a-brick order comes, I can make, like minifigure spotlights on all the Dragon's Rising Season 1 stuff I missed. I can do, like, the ninja suits, I can do the villains, and all that. Which, I think the the Dragons Rising like wolf villains are probably the video I'm gonna make next. Oh yeah, Freebricks. I think I saw one of your videos the other day. Let me check your channel. Pretty sure it was a video about Aaron. Yeah, it was. That was a good video. Do you like Halo Infinite, or are you just playing it because it's the latest? See, I really like this game. When it launched, it was awful. It was genuinely like a terrible Halo game. But I think it's really turned around. Like, it's got basically all the bells and whistles. It's got the best forge in the series and, like, stupid amounts of maps. It has had an insane redemption arc over the past, like, year. So, yeah, I'm playing it because I just genuinely like the game. And also, it's, like... I feel like it's kind of the perfect stream game because... If this wasn't a Ninjago channel, I'd probably be streaming right now God of War or Doom. But those games are, like, really bloody. And I feel like... Like, obviously, this is a more, like, adult-oriented Ninjago channel, but you are going to have that, like, child audience in there. And I don't know how much leeway I have with streaming games like Doom Eternal. But with Halo Infinite, it's, like, an actual, like, shooter, but there's not really any blood. It's, like, a 13-rated game, and I think that's, like, pretty perfect for, like, my channel's, like, audience base. Which is kind of why I latch onto it so much, even beyond just, like, me, like, really liking Halo. Oh, sorry, I yawned. But yeah, even if it's like, obviously, I like Halo, it also just works really well for the kind of demographic the channel has. And it's a game I can just play for like hours on end without really thinking too much. Like, I remember, because like before Infinite like had its redemption arc this year, I was mainly playing the Master Chief Collection. Like, if you go back to like my early live streams, like the live stream discussing the returning villain leaks from Crystallized, I'm like playing MCC. But I mean, okay, beyond MCC being full of hackers at this point, I'm just like, this game is just kind of the best Halo experience on at the minute for me. Because MCC, it's very hard to find games in, which is a shame because, like, those games are amazing, and I love the MCC, and it's, like, really good. But I think this is just, like, the best Halo experience on the market at the minute. Even if I do have my problems with it. God of War is fine. How about Spider-Man 2? I love that game, but I'm not sure I could stream it. Like, the only reason I'm saying I could stream God of War is because I'm, like, in the middle of a playthrough of it right now. Like, I picked that game up for the first time, like, literally yesterday, and oh my god, it is amazing. It is absolutely spectacular. I'm really liking it. Okay, hot take. Master Chief and Arbiter could beat the entire ninja team. If you're including Sora, I really don't know if I agree with that, because like, Mjolnir armor is technology, and Sora could probably disassemble it if she tried hard enough, and then the Chief would probably be screwed. World Brain error or Willform error? Definitely the Willform error. What are you classing as World Brain error? Are you including Dragons Rising in there? Because I feel like that's kind of its own thing. Like, obviously, you know how I'd split the individual errors in, but if I was doing I'd do Willform, World Brain, and then Dragons Rising. And like the 11-minute stuff is probably the lowest on the totem pole as far as Ninjago errors go for me. As good as Master of the Mountain is. This is random, but what are your thoughts on that 3-hour video essay Just Stop made on the entire Ninjago series? I watched that whole video, and I thought it was very good. See, the last time Just Stop reviewed Ninjago, he, like, seriously, like, just fumbled it, like, horrendously. Because, he wasn't, like, actually trying to, like, make a good faith review of Ninjago. It was just, like, a rage bait video that was, like, really poorly researched and misrepresented the show quite a bit, and... it was half-assed. I won't sugarcoat it. It was a very half-assed video. But this new video is really good. You can tell he genuinely cared about giving the show a fair shake. It's very thorough. I don't agree with all of his points. I don't agree with a lot of them. But the actual video itself is well written. It's entertaining. It's well made. It's well researched. You can tell he really cared about making a quality Ninjago video and giving the show a fair shake. And I respect the hell out of him for that. I think it's a great video. They're entertaining. Even if a good chunk of it rips Ninjago to shreds, I'll be honest. It's a good video and I'd recommend you guys give it a watch. Oh no, I might die here. Just Stop Glow Up needs to be studied. For real. Like, the quality difference between his two Ninjago videos is insane. He really did a good job. Oh no. I jumped right into that plasma grenade there. That was a mistake. The original video is awful. Yeah, no, the original Just Stop video, like, I have a ton of respect for the dude as a creator, and I love his new Ninjago video, but that original one in 2020, it was bad. I think he knows it's bad. Everyone kind of didn't really like it. But he did a good job with the new one, so it's like a 4-year-old video. I think it's very hard to still be mad at it. Which is, well, by the way, that video is... Oh my god. Oh my god. Dude, literally, it just dawned upon me now that Prime Empire is going to be 4 years old this year. That is messed up. That is... Where did the time go? Why is Prime Empire 4 years old? When did this happen? It's not. I mean, I wanna say it's not 4 years old, but it is. It came out in 2020, and 2020 plus 4 is 2024. We're almost already halfway through this decade, which is pretty nuts, I think. Like, this decade still feels like it's like just started, but like we're almost at the halfway point now. Like, before we know it, it's gonna be 2030. I wonder if they're still producing Ninjago video games. I mean, they're probably not. Unless the TT games thing with the emphasis on combat is going to amount to something, which I really hope it does, but I'm not, like, super optimistic for it. Even if that would be, like, amazing. Next year, Season 4 and 5 are going to be a decade old. Shut up. No. Those seasons cannot be 10 years old. That is just not right. Arl Diaz, what do you mean we're closer to 2030 than we are to Sons of Garmadon on January 20th? I feel... oh my god, I feel so old reading that. How is Sons of Garmadon 6 years ago? How did that happen? When did this happen? Ah, oh, dude, the passage of time is absolutely freaky. Messed up. Everyone makes fun of Crystallized for being a bad season, but what could they have done different to make it better? For a start, Harumi should not have come back at all. Lloyd could have been handled a lot better. Like, I think if they were to bring back Harumi, they should have leaned into the Season 8 stuff and had his story be about letting go of his emotional need to fix Harumi and, like, focusing on himself. Because, like, that was, like, part of the arc in Season 8 and 9. And then suddenly pivoting that to, oh, this person who has, like, literally been cracking jokes about killing you and torturing all your friends is, like, suddenly now someone you need to redeem. It's just very weird. Nia was, like, pretty badly mistreated. And I could go on, but if you want to know, like, my list of reasons as to why what Crystallized got wrong and how they could change it, I've done, like, multiple videos on it. There's, like, a whole playlist called Crystallized Complaining on my channel. And that, like, basically summarizes, like, every gripe I have of the season. Crystallized is one of my favorite seasons. I can't see why people diss it so much. Power to you, man. I, like, I'll be straight up, I just hate that season. I think it's, like, absolutely, like, atrocious. But I'm glad that people did get enjoyment out of it. Even if I didn't, it's nice that, like, people were satisfied with it. Like, some people were. But, again, if, yeah, again, if you want to know, like, why people don't like it, I'd recommend you check out the playlist. There's a playlist of, like, 8 videos on my channel, literally just dedicated to me airing out my grievances of the season. And it pretty much summarizes what people don't like about Crystallized. But I don't want to get into it too much because I have rambled and ranted and raved about this season so much that I feel like it's just redundant at this point. I think I'm going to try a round of multiplayer after this. I have no clue if I'll do well because I'm streaming and I don't play the best with controller, but I'm going to give it a shot. Okay, how do I beat Atriox or Escher in multiplayer? You just shoot them a bunch. You need to, like, whittle their shields, so use, like, plasma rifles and stuff. And then finish them off with a kinetic weapon, which is just, like, human weapons and bullets. I have a feeling we'll see a Season 2 trailer soon. See, I really don't think we will. Like, if you asked me this literally yesterday, I'd be saying, yeah, we'll probably get a trailer in, like, the next month or so, but the Elemental Mechs miniseries seems to be sorry, I have, like, a really weird throat today. Seems to be, like, Ninjago's first half of 2024 content. So if I had to run a guess, it's going to be very similar to 2022. It's going to be the core miniseries. Then it's going to be Crystallized Part... No, not Crystallized Part 1, God. Dragon's Rising Season 2 Part 1, probably in about June-ish. And then in full, we'll have the second half of the season. What a shame. I still really miss when seasons came out in winter, but I'm happy to have the shorts, you know? Like, the core shorts in 2022, those coming out, I'm nostalgic for them, just straight up. Like, they were such a vibe. I just like Ninjago content in the winter, and I'm glad we're getting something. Well, the main thing I'm worried about when it comes to Season 2 is my minifigure spotlight video I made the other day. I'm not sure if those are the Season 2 suits now, or if they're just for those shorts. Because the video is titled Season 2 Suits Review, and now I'm not sure if those are the Season 2 suits. I'll probably, like, ask Doc at some point if these suits will appear in Season 2. I doubt I'd get a response because, like, spoilers, but it'll be worth a shot. There we go. Hey, Krusty, what's your favorite line of suits? My favorite line of suits is probably the Season 11 suits. Although, I am really coming around to the Dragon's Rising Season 1 suits. Like, the color schemes on those, the uniformity, the new mask. Even if it's really goofy that you can't actually display the characters, like, full face with it. You know, like, actually unmasked. The modularity of that format is really cool. And, like, with the actual just mask on, it looks really good. But my favorite three are still Season 11, Day of the Departed, and Skybound suit-wise. I think 2016 was just insane with the Ninjago suits. Oh no, I'm out of ammo. Here we go. The best suits are the ZX ones or the Elemental Season 2 suits. See, I think the Elemental kimonos from Season 2 are, like, completely overrated. Like, for me, they do nothing that the Season 5 or Season 6 suits don't do way better. The main thing for me is how, like, they have this two-tone black and, like, then the ninja collar design. And then the mask is just, like, for Kai, it's, like, black and red. And then the mask is just full red. Like, the Season, like, say, those kimono suits look so much better when you just put the deep stone masks on them. Like, the masks really could have used more, like, black elements. Apparently, Halo 7 is coming out 2026, but that's just a rumor. I can tell you that is not true at all. Like, 343 is, like, I think barely just now starting to make plans for the next Halo game. I think, realistically, the earliest we can expect Halo 7 is, like, 2027. The ZX suits are valid, though. I love the ZX suits. And I still like the Elemental Kimono suits a lot. They have a really cool, like, design idea, and they are still decent. It's just, I really can't say they're the best suits that we've had. Just on the basis that there's been, like, so much better ones. My first Ninjago set was the Kai's Fire Mech in 2013 at an airport, so you can tell why the kimonos would be my favorite. That is valid. The first, like, suits you start getting when you start actually collecting the sets just go, like, insanely hard. Like, I remember for me it was the Zukin suits from Season 4. I've decided I'm going to try and get every Dragon's Rising minifigure, because I'm never going to be able to get all of the regular Ninjago ones, because it's been 11 years. Not 11, it's been 13 years now, and basically all of it is retired now. Basically every single set from the original Ninjago show is now retired, except for, like, some crystallized stuff. So getting every minifigure from the show's entire history would be hard, but what wouldn't be so hard is getting everything from the Dragon's Rising line. Because I have most of it as is. Like, as soon as my Bricks and Pieces order comes in, the only Dragon's Rising minifigure I'm not going to have, or minifigures I'm not going to have, are the gimmick suit variants of Aaron, Kai, and Nier from this new wave, and the golden Imperium Guard from the Dragon Battle set. So that's, like, 4 minifigures. And the Spirit of the Temple. So 5 minifigures. And I think I'll probably, like, make collection updates videos or something like that. I think that'd be fun. Somehow I found Seabound sets on my Walmart 2 months ago. Yeah, occasionally you still see the Seabound stuff. Like, my local Smiths have only recently got rid of... Like, the final Seabound thing they had for the longest time was Nia's Water Dragon, and they finally got rid of that, which is very sad. But what's wild about Smiths, my local Smiths, is that they have now gotten rid of all the crystallized sets. So Ninjago is just over there. There's, like, some core sets still there, and the City Gardens, but that's it. It's all Dragon's Rising now, which Worst Ninjago season of all time, crystallized. But like, it's wild that like there is just no Ninjago show stuff in there anymore. Like it's all done, and eventually that's going to be the case for every shop. It's not like I can say I'm even mad about it. I much prefer the current Dragon's Rising era we're in now to the 11-minute era of the original Ninjago show. And the actual Dragon's Rising sets feel like way more of a return to form in comparison, like especially like box art wise in comparison to the 11-minute era sets. But it's still weird seeing just Ninjago is like done. It is very weird to see that. I have a couple of really old sets, but the only one I still have now is one of Ronin in a mech with a mini jet on the back for a near minifigure. That is the salvage mech from Day of the Departed. It was released in the 2016 wave, and whilst it has Near's Skybound suit, it's supposed to be from Day of the Departed. It's the mech he flies around in at the junkyard. See, I really don't think Hands of Time is worse than Crystallized. Because, like, Hands of Time's worst offense is that, like, it's poorly made and is forgettable. Whereas Crystallized, like, it almost ruined the entire Ninjago canon for me. Like, it came this close to permanently ruining Ninjago for me. Whereas whereas Hands of Time, like, the worst things you can say about it is, okay, the plot's a bit messy, it's a bit ugly visually, and it doesn't really do the best at progressing the characters. But that's about it. Like, sure, it's bad, but it's not like show destroying. It doesn't leave any major damage on the franchise. You know, it can be very easily just moved past. Whereas Crystallized, it wasn't so easy to do that with. Where did Jay go in Dragon's Rising? Wasn't he just an office worker? Yeah, Jay is currently in the administration. And he is one of the heads there. He's not the leader of the administration. That's the administrator. We don't know who that is. But Agent Walker is a very high-ranking administration person. And we're not sure if he remembers his past life. Because it seems to just be Jay. But then again, like, why would he be there, like, waging and not, like, being with the ninja and, like, fighting, like, bad guys? I'm excited to see what his deal is. I really hope they can do Jay's character some justice, because he has really needed a course correction for, like, quite a bit now. Oh no, I died. Hang on, it is 10 to 2 in the morning. What do you do? Where the time go? It is to 10 to 2. I'll probably end the stream in like half an hour then. Because like I'm not really sure, like I want to do more live streams, but I'm kind of like trying to plan what I want to do, because I think doing some Minecraft streams would be pretty fun. But I'm not sure if I want to start like a stream world or just like stream my just actual survival world. Oh no. Yeah, I'll probably end the stream at like 2:30, so that'll be another like 40 minutes. Who do you like more, Batman or Spider-Man? It's okay, Batman's really cool. I am a Batman fan. But Spider-Man absolutely clears him, and it's literally not even close. Like I say, The Batman and The Dark Knight are amazing movies, but Spider-Man is just the best superhero of all time. Like, there's a reason he's the most popular one. You play Java or Bedrock? Mostly Bedrock because like that has controller support, and generally outside of shooters, I prefer playing games with controller because I can like lean back on my chair and just relax and enjoy them. And also, playing with controller is better for streaming because when I play with keyboard and mouse, unless I want to try and find a way to get my mic off the desk, you guys get to hear this. And you notice how that sounds like really terrible. So yeah, ideally I prefer the Bedrock version because it has controller support, and also I can get it on like all my consoles. Bedrock runs so much smoother than Java, that too. Oh, I look down at the chat for 2 seconds. I look up, there are 2 elites and my friend dies. That's not good. There we go. What do you use for editing your videos? I use Sony Vegas, and I alternate between Vegas 14 and 18. Because sometimes one runs better, and sometimes the other runs better. But I'm thinking of switching to DaVinci Resolve, because I hear that's like way more stable. Or I might try Premiere, I don't know. Because like my goal for 2024, mostly above all else, is to just make the editing quality of the videos better. Like, I don't know if you guys have been noticing, but like I've been trying to put a lot more like transitions and like animations and stuff into the videos to like just make them more like visually interesting. Because I feel like I have stagnated a bit into just, okay, video start, Ninjago B-roll, some images on screen, video end. And I've been trying to move into more like, okay, so the images have like their own backgrounds, and they have like depth like effects on the bottom like I have for the thumbnails, and like they like slide in and have like a little like jotter when they get there. And I'm trying to put like a bunch of transitions between like different clips and stuff. Just like trying to do stuff to make the videos seem like more alive visually. That's been like my main goal for this year. Not even for this year, for like the last like month or 2. Now, I always forget how well designed the combat loop in Halo Infinite is. Like, these enemies are really fun to fight. Oh no. Okay, we might have to lose that hill. That is not good. That is really not good. Like, all of our team is down to around 2 hunters. Yeah, commentary spot on for the most part. You have Ninjago clips. Yeah, no, that is definitely something my videos fall into. I wouldn't even deny that. Would you say there's been like a visible, noticeable improvement since like the start of December going into January? Because like it's mostly been around there where I've really been trying to like push into making more highly edited videos. So if like a change is being noticed, like that'd be ideal. Like if you genuinely didn't notice a difference, like obviously don't like sugarcoat that because it'll tell me I need to do more, which is something I want to be doing. But yeah, if you guys have been noticing a change, that's like ideal. If you could choose an Ninjago set to have a remake of, then what would you choose? It was Ronin Rex, easily. I love that set so much, and I would love to see it remade. Because like throughout 2022, I was like, okay, I'm gonna try improve, and like 2023, I'm gonna try improve my branding. I want to like have like more of a reach. Because, like, say, at the start of 2022, like, I'd put, like, H into a video, it'd put, like, 500 views, and I was like, right, I want people to actually hear what I'm saying, more or less. So I, like, tried to invest a bunch of time into, like, thumbnails and stuff. and like improving the mic quality. That was mainly the goal then. And I feel like I've kind of perfected that, so now I'm just trying to move on to making the videos themselves like the absolute best they can be. Because I feel like I'm at a point now where it's just like, yeah, I can do better, I should be doing better. So that's what I want to be doing. Thoughts on the Star Wars prequels? I think conceptually they're incredibly cool. The fact that George Lucas made this whole trilogy about how like fascism like rises up and can like just corrupt and ruin a society and the people within it by appealing to like their worst like instincts and like how entitled they can be, and how it's often not like a destructive like invasion that causes societies to become fascist, but like democracy itself being like contorted to fit the needs of evil people. It's a really cool idea for a Star Wars prequel, right? Like, he had everything he needed to make some of the best movies of all time, and he messed it up. Because those movies are really bad. Which is a shame, because the concept is gold. Like, the actual plot outline of the prequels is incredibly, like, solid. There are so many good ideas there. But the ending is, it's just like, I think they fail at being movies. They have, like, really good cinematography, but they're just not really good at being movies. Like, the dialogue is not good. I find the characters are really flat and uninteresting. And there's just so much stuff that could have, I'll be real. A good chunk of stuff, like, literally any other Star Wars movie does better than the prequels. I know that's a hot take because of how much people hate the sequels, but I genuinely think, like, just from like, say what you want about the story and, like, the vision that they had for the sequels, but, like, just as movies with, like, dialogue and cinematography, they are better movies, in my opinion. Like, they are better made movies. Better made and, like, better written from, like, a dialogue. Not from, like, an actual plot perspective, but from, like, dialogue and, like, building out characters. Like, a good chunk of people only like the prequels as much as they do because of the Clone Wars. Like, I know this one person, IRL, who got into Star Wars through the Clone Wars, and he loved the Clone Wars, right? And then he finally got to the prequels, and he was really excited for them, because he watched the Clone Wars first, and was just absolutely, completely disappointed, because they were nothing near each other in terms of quality. The prequels look so beautiful. They have a lot of beautiful shots, but I think they are far and away the ugliest Star Wars movies. Like, the fact, like, the main thing I can't get over is the fact that the clone army is CGI. It looks like, it just makes it look like a video game. Like, I see no reason why they couldn't have had, like, actual actors play the clones. And I've seen people respond to that by saying, well, it's meant to be one guy, but, like, they're wearing helmets. You can't see that it's one, you can't see that it'd be more than one guy. They're wearing helmets. Like, once the helmets come off, sure, CG, Tamora Morrison's head on them or whatever, do what you want, but whilst they have the helmets on, why not just, like, have actual, like, clone troopers on the set? Like, like, say, they did that with the sequels. They had, like, actors for the stormtroopers, and it just made, like, the movie look, like, so much better, and, like, it was, like, an actual place, and not, like, a PS3 game. It's just a shame, because the actual ideas behind the prequels are, like, are really good. Like, I can't remember who said it, but someone said George Lucas is, like, a visionary, and he's really good with, like, the bigger picture. Like, he gets the massive, like, huge things right, but he gets the basics wrong. And I think that's a pretty spot-on, like, picture of him as a director. And just so you guys can dismiss my opinion now, I thought The Last Jedi was the best Star Wars movie. So a good half of you in the chat can now completely dismiss my opinion and keep enjoying the prequels. Attempted to get into Star Wars, couldn't even start it. What episode did you start on? Because if you start on episode 1, you will not want to be into Star Wars. If you start getting into Star Wars, watch episode 4 A New Hope, because that was the first one they released. And that movie is way better as an introduction to Star Wars and just as a movie than episode 1. The ideal order you want to watch them in are episodes 4 through 6, then 1 through 3, and then 7 through 9. Just release order, basically. Tried to get into Star Wars and didn't get past episode 2. See, yeah, that's where you guys are going wrong. You're starting with the prequels. You need to start with the original trilogy. You need to start with episode 4, get to episode 6, and then decide what you think of the franchise and if you want to watch more of it. Because I did the same thing. I started with episode 1, watched episode 2, and then never had any interest in watching the franchise again. And then one day I watched episode 7, and I was like, damn, this is really good. And then I watched episode 8, and I was like, damn, this is really good. And then I watched the original trilogy, and I was like, holy crap, that was amazing. Why did I dismiss this whole franchise because of, like, one bad movie? And it's like, I couldn't blame myself for doing it, really. Like, it was meant to be... Like, Lucas positioned episode 1 as the introduction to Star Wars. And it was a bad introduction. But... Like, there is so much more to the Star Wars franchise than the prequels. And I'd definitely recommend you guys check out, like, say, the originals or the Clone Wars or something like that. Will not share my thoughts on Last Jedi, but Rian Johnson is a great director. Okay, I'm glad we can at least agree on that. Rian Johnson is a goated director. I still need to watch Knives Out, but his episodes of Breaking Bad, oh my god, they are amazing. Wait, does the Arbiter appear in Halo 5? I never played it because of all the hate. Yeah, he is in 5. There's like a mission where you go to his like home planet and fight alongside his faction to stop the remnants of the Covenant. I'd recommend you check out 5 at least once. The story is pretty dreadful. Like, I'd argue it's like the Ninjago crystallized of the Halo series. But there are, like, good aspects to it. Like, the Arbiter being there is really cool. Even if they do, like, nothing with him. Oh, no, I'm dead. Sequels are good apart from episode 9. See, I don't even mind episode 9. Like, that's what I always find funny when people, like, talk about me and go, like, oh, Crossley's this guy of, like, really high standards and he nitpicks everything. Like, dude, I literally liked The Rise of Skywalker. Like, I do not think I have that high of standards. In my opinion, we should get an Arbiter-only Halo game. Completely agree. The Arbiter is an amazing character, and since Halo 3, they have, like, criminally underutilized the guy. Thoughts on Godzilla? I'm sorry, I know you like Godzilla, Robert, but I think it's a really boring franchise. I watched King of the Monsters when it came out, and I hated it. I just thought it was so, like, bland. And, like, nothing as, like, a movie. Oh, what? We lost? That sucks. Watch Knives Out while building the crystallized sets. It was a goated experience. That sounds like a huge vibe. Oh, there's another Knives Out movie now as well, isn't there? I need to catch up on that series. Rise of Skywalker is Star Wars is crystallized. I don't understand how you could like one and hate the other. See, Rise of Skywalker is incredibly flawed, but I really don't think it's crystallized level bad. Like, the worst thing I can say about it is that, like, it has some, like, egregious plot holes, and They could have done something more original than Palpatine. And that's like basically it. I think the actual characters themselves, for the most part, are well handled. Like, I liked the direction they took Rey and Kylo and stuff. I don't know. It was definitely an incredibly flawed movie. I would have done it completely differently, but I don't think it's crystallized level. I really don't. Thoughts on Dune, movie or the books? I've never seen anything Dune related, but this movies look really cool and I want to watch them. Opinion on the current state of the MCU? The MCU is absolutely horrid. I hate the MCU in its current state. I used to really like it, but I absolutely hate modern Marvel. Like, it's not good. Thoughts on the Halo show? Do not get me started on that. The Halo show is unironically one of the worst pieces of media I've ever seen. I didn't finish it, but what I saw of it was absolutely dreadful, and then what I heard of it after I dropped it was terrible. Like, just don't watch it if you haven't. Like, genuinely just avoid it about like the plague. Maybe season 2 will be better, I doubt it, but just avoid the Halo TV series like the plague. It's not worth it. It has some cool Spartan designs, that's basically all I can say about it. It is a complete bastardization of the Halo IP, and the fact that, like, it was even pitched at the company, let alone approved and produced and released, is just how? How did that happen? Really watch season 2. It actually looks really good. I'm not watching it. If it's well received, I might check it out. But season 1's trailer looked pretty decent, and then it came out and it was absolutely awful. And I feel like season 2, while it looks good, like the trailer they released looked pretty good. I feel like they have very specifically cherry-picked all of the best parts of the season that feel the most like the actual Halo games, in order to make people think, okay, this show's going to be good now. And then they're going to watch it, and it's, rather than being a Halo show, it's going to be Halo the series again. If I'm proven wrong, I'll check it out, but I really doubt that's going to happen. I think it's just going to be probably not as bad as season 1, but still pretty terrible. I'm more dreading Halo season 2 coming out than anything. Like, oh god, I don't like that Halo show, man. That Halo show is absolutely horrendously bad. Oh, is that a sidekick I saw up there? It is. Give me that. I love the sidekick. This gun's great. What's worse, the Halo show or Crystallized? I think Crystallized. Media-wise, the Halo TV show is probably worse than... Actually, no, I don't even know about that. But the thing about Crystallized is it's canon. The Halo TV show isn't canon to the games, so it's like whatever. It's like its own terrible alternate universe. You can just disregard it. Whereas Crystallized was stuck with it. That's the thing. Like, Halo could drop it tomorrow and it would not impact any of the games ever. Which is the main, like, actual Halo continuity. But with Ninjago, it's like, it's got to be worked around. What is your biggest guilty pleasure? Probably Call of Duty. Like, I know the games are crap. I know it's recycled from the last year. I know it's ran by a terrible company. I know it's got the worst monetization system in any game. I know it's got the most, like, boring, stagnant gameplay. But something about it just clicks with me. Like, I know by, like, almost every means, objectively, it is a horrendous game. that makes the industry worse just by being there, but I like playing COD. I think it's fun. Halo 2, Halo 3, or Halo CE. Out of the original trilogy, it's definitely like Halo 3. That game is a genuinely like near perfect game. Like that is like my third favorite game of all time. I think Halo 3 is incredible. There's a reason I never buy a COD is for the zombies, and the last good zombies is Cold War. That's valid. I haven't tried Modern Warfare 3 Zombies, but I hear it's absolutely miserably bad. But I've already really played the multiplayer on that because, I don't know, I quite like the multiplayer. I think it's fun. MCU should have ended at Endgame MS when they realized that Far From Home wouldn't exist. See, I think a lot of people would like that. Even if I wouldn't. I think MCU should have ended in 2019 because I love Far From Home and I want that movie to stay. Just at this point, remove the post-credits if you're going to make it the ending. I think 2019 was a perfect spot for the MCU to go out, and then they just milked it and 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 milked it. And it is now the most like sourceless, boring IP. Like I don't want to go anywhere near that IP outside of the Guardians of the Galaxy stuff. Not even Spider-Man could save it now because, well, No Way Home was like crap. So like before No Way Home came out, I was like, okay, only things keeping me in the MCU at this point are Spider-Man and Guardians. And then Spider-Man was really bad and basically tanked my interest in that interpretation of the character. I still really like Spider-Man. I love the Insomniac games, and I thought Spider-Verse was really good. And whenever they do the next version, if they like fix MCU Spidey or do another interpretation of Spider-Man on the big screen, I'd like be way into it because I like Spider-Man. But as it stands, I just don't care about this interpretation of the character like at all. And Guardians ended. Like the Guardians series is over. So that's like the two things keeping me in the MCU now both basically gone for me. So like, why would I watch these movies? And like the whole like huge plot is like screwed now as well because they were gonna do Kang, but then Jonathan Majors was like an abusive like piece of crap. So rather than just recasting Kang, they're now like scrambling to figure out what to do, even though Kang's like the easiest character to recast in the entire world. The MCU is just a mess. They literally just need to pull the plug, in my opinion. Why do you think No Way Home is bad? I have so many issues with that movie, but my number one, like most egregious issue is its attempt to turn the entire MCU Spider-Man trilogy retroactively into the origin story we had in the first 10 minutes of Spider-Man 1. What made MCU Spider-Man work so well is we skipped the origin. Everyone knows what happens to Peter Parker. He gets bitten by a spider, his uncle dies, or in this case his aunt, and then he, he sees like the tragedies of the world and all that, and like, vows to like protect everyone because great power, great responsibility and all that. And they introduced off the bat in Civil War that Spider-Man has already learned this. His first line in the entire MCU saga is, when you can do the things that I can and you don't, and bad things happen, they happen because of you, right? He has very clearly had the Ben thing happen to him. He has processed the lesson already, so we are ready to tell other stories, right? And then, again, keep in mind, building off of Civil War with that base of Spider-Man who's already learned that, one of the first things he says in this movie about the obviously like mentally ill, struggling Green Goblin is, "Oh, he's not my problem." And then they try and force in the origin story again after he's already processed that lesson, and it doesn't work because they a character assassinated him and then just had him learn the same thing he knew from movie 1 again. That's my main problem. That's my number one above everything else problem with the movie. It does not do Peter Parker justice. But beyond that, the villains are poorly written. It's the same thing with Crystallized. At best, they get like crappier versions of what they got in their like solo movies. And like say it's just a really half-assed movie. Like, for example, the only reason these 6 villains came was they all came at the moment they found out Spider-Man was Peter Parker, and because they know Spider-Man's Peter Parker, but Electro never found out. So why is he there? How did they make the Harry plotline from Spider-Man 3 like more stupid, like the Butler thing? It's just I could go into ranting about that movie for ages, but it is not. I really do not think it is that good. It has its moments. Willem Dafoe is really good in it, but I don't think it's a particularly good movie. Do you think the MCU could make a comeback like with Dragons Rising? I mean, sure, it probably could, but I really don't care at this point. Like, it's not like Ninjago where it's like the IP I'm invested in, and it's like, oh, it is sucks, but it's like a year of terrible. Obviously, a few years of like kind of mixed quality, and then a year of terrible. MCU basically has just been downward spiraling since Endgame, and like one Ninjago season, for example, has more rewatch value than like 11-minute Ninjago season has more rewatch value than like 5 MCU movies like after 2019 put together. I think. Like, I really don't think the state Ninjago was in was as dire. Actually, no, I don't know. I'd say by the end they got probably as bad as each other. It was just kind of, oh, all my franchises are falling off type situation. But I think it's a lot harder to salvage the MCU than it will be Ninjago. I think it's definitely possible, though. What's the worst film you've ever seen? I think I haven't seen many bad movies, but off the top of my head, probably this film Hypnotic. It came out last year. It stars Ben Affleck, and it like starts out as like one of those really generic like action movies where you have like, you know, the gruff like action hero and his like girlfriend like, you know, riding around on a motorbike beating up goons, and then midway through it randomly tries to be The Matrix, and like the plot is so poorly delivered that at the end there's like a 10-minute section where Ben Affleck literally just narrates the story because they just did such a bad job at telling it. It's a really funny movie. Like, I absolutely loved watching it, but it is terrible. It is not a good movie in basically any way, apart from like the actors being pretty good. But it's like a fun bad movie. Like that, you sit there and it's like, the funniest part is that like there was a post-credit scene, as if they're ever gonna get a sequel. I just think it's a really funny movie because of how bad it is. Gwen screamed Peter's name right when Electro woke back up in TASM 2, but that's a pretty dumb reason. Do you know how many people there are called Peter? Like, there are so many Peters. Like, knowing that the guy in the costume's called Peter doesn't boil down to, oh, he's Peter Parker, this 23-year-old white man who lives in Queens, and has Ben Parker and May Parker as his guardian figures, etc, etc, etc. Like, just knowing the word Peter doesn't really boil much down because there are so many guys called Peter. And the other argument I've seen, which is the much more like, I think, reasonable one, is that he was absorbing data when he was like hooked up to the internet or whatever the hell, and that's how he learned Spider-Man is Peter Parker, and it's just, that's like really stupid, even if it does make more sense than just knowing the guy's called Peter is enough to know his full name thing. The Flash is the worst thing I watched in 2023 so far. Yeah, The Flash is probably a worse movie than Hypnotic, but I haven't seen it because I know it's awful. Like, after those, like, god-awful, like, dead people cameos, I have no interest in watching that movie. I absolutely hate deep faking, and it's bad enough when it's with a live actors. I think it's even worse with dead people. It's just really dystopian to me. Because, like, functionally it is just, like, reanimating someone's corpse so they can be Superman again. Especially sucks because the guy who played Superman, I forget his name, like, hated it. Where's this last guy? Oh, it's Chaklock. Oh, let's go, we won. Being called Peter, it's a coincidence I joined this conversation. Oh, well, you must be Spider-Man then. Okay, how have the ads been on this stream? Because YouTube recently added something where it, like, automatically puts ads on streams, and you can set it to extreme, moderate, or really low. And last time I had it set to moderate, and it was apparently still way too many ads. So this time I have it set to low, and I'm wondering, has the experience been fine? Have you felt too bombarded by ads? Like, how has that been? Because if the experience has been watchable for you guys, I'm going to keep it at that. Because I don't... Because, like, say, the moderate thing just spammed ads, and, like, people could barely watch the stream last time. So I'm wondering if the super low setting I have at is any better. Haven't gotten any outright. See, YouTube... That system just needs tweaking then, I think, because... Like, I think at least one ad should have ran. Given how it's like an hour 30 long stream. It's either you put it on conservative and people get no ads, or... Oh, you got two. Okay, so people did get some ads, right. Because, like, obviously as long as people get some, because, like, I need to, you know, eat. Oh, no, I'm exaggerating. I'm not in, like, that desperate need of money, but... obviously I would like to, you know, have money, but also I don't want it to come at the cost of messing up the viewer experience, you know? Like, if it was either run YouTube's terrible maximum option where people are just bombarded or just not make money off streams at all, I would choose not make money. But yeah, before I wrap up the stream, I just want to make sure I have an idea of how people's experience with ads on the stream have been. Because, like I say, last time when I tried YouTube's automated stuff, it was a disaster, and the stream was just borderline unwatchable for a lot of people, and that is not really what I like doing when I, you know, take like 2 hours to live stream for people. No ads on my end, no ads. Okay, so I'm gonna conclude that YouTube's system is just broken at the minute and needs a bit more work. So I'll probably just go back to placing them manually next time. So I'm just going to play out this for a bit. Read the last super chats. And then we're going to end the stream because it's been going for quite a bit now. And it is coming up to 2:30 a.m. where I live. Why do I join streams when they're ending all the time? I don't know. It's unfortunate. If you have notifications on, I think it will tell you like as soon as the stream starts. But obviously... I do that a lot as well. A lot of the times I watch YouTube live streams, I watch like just the playback of them, which is why I leave like most of my live streams up, because I know how much people enjoy watching stream playback because I do it. So yeah, there's always the playback. What Ninjago 11-minute season would have benefited from the 22-minute format? Master of the Mountain definitely would have been the most beneficial, because you could see, like, by the end, it was really struggling to work with the 11-minute format. Will you ever become active on the Discord again? Probably not. That Discord, I've mostly... Like, as soon as I was already not really talking in it much... But when I split from being owner, that was basically the end of my involvement in the server. I joined back the other month literally just to see like how things are, and I think I got given owner because I did kind of make the server, but I'm not really going to be too active in there. Can you rank the 3 Spider-Man plus Spider-Verse Miles? Alright, so in the solid last is Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. He's a good actor, but his Spider-Man is not really well written, and I think at least in his movies, he is way too cool to be Spider-Man. Even if in No Way Home, he is like really good. And number 3 is Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and whilst I really like him in the first 2 movies, I think the third movie mishandled him pretty badly. Even if he's like probably the ideal Peter Parker casting. Second is Tobey Maguire, because he had the most consistent writing of any of the live-action Spider-Mans, and he's still like pretty good at like being Peter Parker as a whole. Even if I feel like Tom Holland is a better portrayal of him, just Tobey Maguire is better written. And number 1 is Spider-Verse Miles, because he is just the GOAT, and he is like the best Spider-Man, and he is so cool, and he is like really well written, and his actor, I don't know his name off the top of my head, but he plays him really well, and his movies are really beautiful, so I'm gonna have to go with Spider-Verse Miles as the GOAT Spider-Man. But as for my favorite Peter Parker overall, currently it's probably Insomniac's. I've really liked what they did with him in the second Spider-Man game. So as far as my favorite Peter at the minute, it is probably Insomniac Peter, because he is kind of a baller. Like his black suit arc was really cool. Miles has done no wrong, exactly. And Insomniac Miles is really good as well, even if his suit is ugly. Alright. Alright, I think we're going to end the stream here now, because it has been going for... Let me see how long this stream has been going for. I'm going to just pull up the time I started it real quick, so I can know for sure. But yeah, basically an hour and a half, and I think that's a pretty good length for streams, so I'm probably going to wrap it up here. So, thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I want to be streaming more, especially in January. But for the reasons I stated at the start of the stream, but also because I just really like streaming, man. It's just fun to turn on the mic and just talk for a bit. So yeah, thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you in a future stream. I want to try and push them out weekly, but no promises, because I'm horrible at committing to this. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the stream. Thanks so much for coming, everyone, and being active in the chat and talking to me and stuff. And I'll see you in a future stream.